Minister's statement. No evidence of advisor's role in China's spy case collapse. In a recent development, the Education Secretary has addressed concerns regarding the collapsed case against two men accused of spying for China. The Secretary has confirmed that a key security advisor, Jonathan Powell, had no involvement in the substance or evidence of the case. This statement comes in response to accusations from the Conservatives that Powell, the Prime Minister's national security advisor, had a role in withholding evidence crucial for securing convictions. The case against Christopher Cash and Christopher Berry, both denying the allegations, was dropped last month, sparking criticism from ministers and MPs. Bridget Phillipson, addressing the BBC, assured the public that Powell did not participate in discussions related to the case's evidence. She expressed the government's disappointment in the case's outcome and directed inquiries to the Crown Prosecution Service for explanations. Downing Street had previously denied any ministerial involvement in the case's collapse. However, a significant revelation came from the Director of Public Prosecutions, Stephen Parkinson, who attributed the trial's collapse to the government's failure to provide evidence highlighting China as a national security threat. This led to the submission of an urgent question in Parliament, with the Conservatives seeking answers from ministers on Monday. The Conservatives have further alleged that Powell, known for his pursuit of closer ties with Beijing, failed to provide the necessary evidence to the CPS. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp echoed these sentiments, calling for an explanation regarding the non-disclosure of extensive information demonstrating China's threat to national security during the 2021 to 2023 period. Philp suggested that Powell's decision-making was behind the collapse and called for his resignation. The Prime Minister, during a visit to India, emphasized the government's reliance on the previous Conservative administration's stance, which characterized China as an epoch-defining challenge. This stance, according to the Prime Minister, should guide the prosecution's approach. However, former Conservative ministers and advisors have disputed the idea of an official threat designation, claiming the existence of a document containing hundreds of examples of Chinese activities posing a threat to the UK during the alleged offense period. These sources point to incidents like the Ministry of Defense hack, suspected to be carried out by China, as evidence of its threat. A government source expressed disbelief that any jury would conclude China was not a threat based on the available evidence. Former MI5 head Ken McCallum's public statements about a sustained campaign of Chinese espionage further support this claim. The Liberal Democrats have criticized the government's China policy, accusing it of endangering national security. They have called for the government to block the planning application for a new Chinese embassy in London, arguing that it would facilitate industrial-scale Chinese espionage. The case against Cash and Berry, charged under the Official Secrets Act in April 2024, was dismissed due to the evidence no longer meeting the required standards, as stated by the Director of Public Prosecutions.